Okay, folks, so real quickly, I was, after I posted the last video, I was reading some of y'all's comments, and I think it was John Scoopel was saying put a curved turnout in here, and that is something that I thought of doing, and it's something that I would like to initiate on here, especially up here on these curves here, because I would feel that that would be the easiest help for me. So the problem is this dude. This isn't a Broadway Limited. This is a Key Imports. It's full brass. The problem with this engine is it requires a 35-inch radius to run. I'm already at a 35.5-inch radius on this as is. Now, Walthers does make a curved turnout that is 36 inches on the widest part, which is just a little bit wider than this. Remember, this is 35.5 curved turnout from Bachmann. So it would basically just push it out just a tiny bit more. However, the other half of the curved turnout that they have is a 24. This is a 22-inch curved turnout. So it would cut it down to here if I did that. And the reason why I can't really do a curved turnout on here is because the 36, if I put the 36-24 curved turnout, say like right about where the track is now, this engine cannot take that 24. It will fight at me. It will cuss me up left and right. So I have to have the 36, or at least this 35.5-inch radius curve going around. Hence the reason why I put the turnouts about right here. I know it's coming right off of the curve right here, so it'll be somewhere like right around in here, obviously. Now, thing of it is, I don't plan on running big long trains for way freights. Through freights, yes, these are going to be long trains, obviously, because they're mimicking a train that is passing through an area. Way freight trains, however, will be a bare minimal of 2 engines and a bare minimal of, I should say a bare maximum of about 10 cars. And even that's kind of pushing it. I would say probably just like 1 diesel and 6 cars plus the caboose. So, which would be perfect on here. So that's kind of one of the main problems that I noticed a lot of people were saying, was to get some smaller radius. Well, this dude here is not gonna want to go on smaller radius, and I want to get this fella here running. So that's going to be the major problem, is getting getting him to accept anything less than this 35. So that's going to be strike one right there. Strike two, I don't think he's going to accept these tighter curve radius turnouts right here. And this is just a standard Atlas throw switch. Now, I have tested it on this number 6 once before, and it will accept that. And so basically what I have done before, and it's how I came up with I should have showed you all this earlier, but it's how I came out with the at least 3 tracks deep out to the very end of this blue box, which would be right here. So right here is where the end of the layout would be. I took this number 6, this is an Atlas number 6, basically flipped it up like this, and I measured. So I was like, okay, well, here's the end. So I'll put my finger here. I'll put the back of it there. That's where that would come out. So I flipped it back over. Boom, boom, so on and so forth. So that's how I came out with that. And then of course down here would be the same issue. Would be kind of very, I can extend this back further obviously, so this can easily go back a bit further, and that would help out a little bit more, but I'm kind of limited on this little area right in between here, so that's why I can't do curved turnouts on here, because of him. He wants to do 35 and that's all he's going to do. So I said, okay, that's fair enough. So the 35, well, the 36, which would be what I will eventually do on this layout, has to stay. So the straight turnouts is all I can do. And as you can see, it's, if I put it about right there, I should have grabbed another one, but it's on the actual layout itself. And if I grab the other one, it would end, the very back would be right there. So, I mean, it's not really a whole lot that I'm able to work with, but if I'm doing just small trains, yes, it'll be more than enough. And I feel like if I can at least get, I think Mystic John, he was the one that suggested it was just to come up with a stub end yard, and that's kind of how I figured out how to come up with that. So you can barely see it, but if you look very closely, this right here is a track, and then it switches back off. You can see the difference in the, let me zoom in here a little bit for you. So you can see where the actual layout is and where the track is. So I can do it. It's just going to be very, very tight. Now up here, I can probably get away with the number 4s, and if even switches like this, because it's going to be just the freight cars and maybe one diesel engine, 1 or 2 diesel engines up in here, grabbing cars, switching them out and things like that. And the same with the diesel locomotive facility and sanding area, which would be way up into this area. So I can get smaller switches. I can go for the, I think there was like number 4s. I can get away with those, and even if I need to, I can get more of these kind. I can get away with all my diesels. They accept this. They don't care. They run over this all day. So, like I said, I think that's the only thing I'm going to be able to do. And I think number 6 is going to have to be the, like, I guess the biggest curved turnout, or not curved turnout, biggest turnouts that I can do. So it is what it is. Unfortunately, I know some people are like, extend it out here. Well, I can't, because I know I'm making y'all dizzy. That's our door that goes into our house. We need this much to be able to walk through for lawnmower and things like that over here. And I can't extend it over here because of the water heaters right there and the roof access. So this all here and this all here cannot be played with. Now, option 2 is I basically take this whole thing right here, this whole section all the way up from here to the wall, and move it out to here. And that would only extend the line out to here, and that kind of is still defeating the purpose because I don't have areas for a yard. So that's the reason why I came out with, that's why I came out with the reasoning of come off of the switch here if I can. Worst case scenario, the 24 curve can come out, and I'll find some kind of diamond possibly to swap over the track here, and then come into here for the yard and the locomotive facility, and it would mirror the same thing over there. So that way the trains can continuously run no matter which direction. They're not having to back into one area and pull out and then run the train all the way around and all that. It's just one of them things where I'm thinking a little bit easier when in practice. I know it might be different when I build the actual extensions out. That's going to be the hard part. I understand that. And that's something that when I get these built, if I get these built, then we'll go from there, obviously. And only thing I can do at this time is take photocopy or scan these number 6 turnouts here and just cut them out on the paper and then just lay them out everywhere. That's the only thing that I can think of doing. So it's going to be a lot of trial and errors, especially. I mean, I know some people were probably thinking, well, thought you had a Broadway. I do, but it doesn't run. It's a dummy now. And people, I know some people are probably saying, well, send it back to BLI. Well, there is no decoder in it anymore. There's nothing in there. It's a dummy now. don't get me into that. I really rather not just get into that. So this is going to be the bigger project, is getting this worked up. It does have DCC in it. It's got a Tsunami 2 decoder in it, but I need a harness to go between the locomotive and tender, obviously, speakers, and well, at least just have a headlight. That's all I care about. So it's going to take some time for a lot of these things, but the main thing that I wanted to get done is this layout extension. So I don't know. Let me know what you all think. Again, appreciate all the help, especially with Jerry. I know he was telling me about some things, so let me know what you think, because like I said, he cannot accept anything less than this 35. So it is what it is, unfortunately. Until then, thanks again, guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.